How's it going, YouTube? In this match we have Cherubi going up against what I think is like a Yellow Wargreymon deck. I've always absolutely loved Yellow Wargreymon. It is such a cool Digimon, and you know, back in BT4 he was like the star of the show, and then he's kind of been relegated to just being like a supporting level 6 Digimon for yellow decks, but I think he does that role really well. I still think it's a fantastic card. Being able to swing twice is something that yellow doesn't get a lot of access to. The DP reduction is pretty strong on top of that. And then while he does cost you the 1 security, he's essentially also giving you an extra card to your hand, right? So pretty solid card all around. Plus it's a Greymon, and that is worth a lot. For the Cherubi player, we have a pretty solid start. Opening a rookie, a tamer, and the Pokemon. Now the tamer is the Mimi and is it Sora? Mimi and somebody else, right? And it's an interesting choice. Not one that you see, often, but one that could have some good payoff. He can tap it to get some cycle, although he doesn't do it here. But you know, it could be good to get the hand going. And then a lot of decks, you know, if they're going wide with the tamers instead of going on the board, then you could get over some extra memory. You know, the dual tamers that you have to play around by doing different things, it's interesting, and you don't see that one too often, but it's not a bad card. We see Purple Kari for the yellow player. I mean, this just reminds me of, you know, when I played Mastamon with yellow base, Purple Kari did so much. I don't know if he plays Mastamon, maybe as a one-off. But either way, there's some good synergy. You know, it works with Yellow Wargrey, works with Dynasmon as well. We see the Dynasmon effect go off. Reveal top 6, get to add 2 Digimon, and then get the heal in, so pretty good stuff overall. Honestly, just a really quick level 6. We're gonna see if he's gonna be swinging with Dynas or not. Dynas could die to a Cherubi insecurity, but otherwise probably pretty safe. You know, he did have to pass with the extra memory though, right? Because he didn't have a level 4 or lower, so you see the ultimate already paying off. Gonna see the Rihimon. Rihimon just so good. Really early Cherubi though, pretty interesting. He at least does get a tamer back in the Mimi. Sometimes the early Cherubi could do so much if it could like clear a body and then just set up a bunch of pressure. And sometimes you go into Cherubi early and it's just like not enough setup. So we're gonna see how much you can get out of this Cherubimon. We see the cute one coming out just to, you know, slow down any potential Rihimons, but it's just Digivolted over Pedo to Memory Choke. So it's an interesting scenario where like, so the Dynas gets to heal a bunch, but Cherubi kind of wants the Cherubi to die, right? So like, he doesn't mind swinging, and then if it dies, it's okay, and if it doesn't, it's also fine. While for the other hand, like, the yellow player doesn't want to swing with Dynas because like, then Cherubi will just trade, and that's a great trade for Cherubimon, right? So it's pretty funny how that works out. This time there's not going to get the extra memory, no dual tamer, no purple mat. Gonna go into a Lobmon. I like Lobmon a lot. I know that the yellow bases obviously don't run Lobmon, but I'm a big fan. And in future sets, you know, there's decks that could also utilize Lobmon. Yeah, but you see how annoying is just having the Dynasmon plus the Kari. Like, he gets to heal, gain a memory. You could argue that like Cherubi shouldn't be swinging here, but like I was saying, if Cherubi dies, it's actually pretty good for him. So I think the idea is okay. It is still technically pressure, right? Gonna Digiburst, that way he can potentially just clear Cherubi. There are 4 tamers already, but you know, maybe 4 rookies is manageable, especially if you can use the Wargrey effect to clear them. Okay, he's gonna clear the Debbie, swing over the Cherubi, and then get the heal from the Dynasmon. So a pretty solid turn overall. Now there's a bunch of undeletion effects here. Is that triple Pokemon coming out? Oh, that's crazy. That's actually so scary. Alright, so we're gonna reveal 15 cards. Let's see what's in there. Definitely get the memory mat. The triple Cherubi is just funny. The triple Boko getting off Cherubi is just funny. Okay, picking up more pieces, and then last one. See, you know, he's playing the Nidhogg for, you know, some of that discard synergy. Pretty interesting stuff. Some Lucimons we're seeing as well. Like, just because you're purple doesn't mean that you can run the yellow cards, right? But the Masquerade actually clearing the board. Wow. So I guess the idea was like he was ready to pop the Cherubi, knowing that he could then answer the board after. It's pretty funny. He still did get value out of the... He did get value out of the Bokos, but obviously you want them to be on board for the presence, right? He swings, blocked by Pito. Maybe he wanted to just discard the mat to have it in trash so that he can, you know, bring it back with a Rihi or potentially another Cherubi. Yeah, I guess the swing over the Pitamon this time around. You know, forcing the block there gets some good value. Although, like, Cherubi would just clear anyway. So, I don't know if it's better for him to clear or swing or just keep the Cherubi unsuspended. Opts for the dual timer instead of the mat as well. But, you know, 2 level 6s on the board. I guess the yellow player hasn't actually done any damage, but he's done a good job of setting up. And as long as he has that as mod, like Wargrey can swing, unsuspend, and you get the recovery. So there's some really good synergy there. Last time he was prepared to answer the Cherubi, but this time we're gonna see if he's gonna try and clear or not. Like it's gonna summon a bunch of Pokemons again, right? Okay, Starmon. It's gonna let him swing over. Tapping the card to gain a memory. And then the analog boy. So he's gonna stay at 0 basically, right? They both get a memory. He gets a memory for the analog, he gets a memory for the Kari. Okay, does he have another Masquerade though? Because if not, like bro, like 4 Bokos are nothing to laugh at, right? That's some scary stuff. And at this point I think the purple player was gonna see his entire deck basically, right? Gonna be revealed in our top 15 cards. Okay, just go through the rest of the deck, I guess, right? Yeah, like by now he has an endless amount of hybrids and tamers basically, right? But you know, I will say like put in the... Usually Cherubi players want to dictate themselves when they proc it so that they can, you know, end the game. But he was able to pop it and then answer the first wave, but this time around it looks like he wasn't. So now Digimon into a hybrid actually gains him 6 memory. He's got a bunch of swings. Now there is still the Dynasmon heal, but like all these Bokas can swing. So unless he gets into another Masquerade, I think he just swings with everything and then another hybrid for game, right? Definitely has enough of them. Interesting game 1. That was a nice back and forth. We saw the power of the Cherubi. Like he went into a Cherubi early. Cherubi was able to put some pressure, except that it didn't actually do any damage because of Dynasmon. And then the yellow player did a good job of answering Cherubi and answering the rookies after, which is very hard to do, but he had a good answer. But then the second time he cleared the Cherubi, he didn't actually have an answer. And then by then, the purple player had seen his entire deck, right? Like he had procced 6 Boko effects, so he had literally seen 30 cards, which is his entire deck. And he was able to get, you know, 6 memories, so he'd have enough. Pretty interesting stuff there. That was a good game 1 though. So I like the like Dynasmon plus Wargrey, some 6 synergy. It's definitely hard to get them both set up, you know, in this day and age. But once he had them both, you know, like it seemed pretty nice, but it wasn't enough to close the game out. Now we're going into game 2 here. Gonna see if the Wargrey player can bounce back. I wonder what other level 6s he runs. Because like if you're not running a dedicated like, oh I'm running Lord Knight, so I have to run like, you know, 4 Lord Knights, like you can technically run so many different level 6s. Yellow has a bunch of good ones. I was gonna shout out this Akuyamon, it's a pretty good card. Gonna start with no rookie, but at least a TK to get the party started. Obviously Lobmon. On the other side, again, I do like the Lobmon, and I think it'll be good in the future. Plus the Altar is super cute. Kaiser Leo, kind of expensive. And Analog, so good in the purple decks for Cherubi specifically. I mean, just in general, I guess, right? Like, it's insane for Lilith, too. Rise Grey, I love Rise Greymon. It's such a good card. And then Herald's not once per turn, like, man, just seeing Rise Grey to Wargrey, it's just gonna make me happy. Like, I love this combo. I play this so much. Get to play the Tamer for free. Does he have the Wargrey? Oh, he doesn't. It would have been so good. Would have been insane. Gonna just pass by going into a Pitamon though. His deck reminds me a lot of my Mastermon deck, except I don't know. I don't think he runs Mastermon. I feel like he should. I don't know. Mastermon's so good. I like the deck though a lot. Hits into a purple Kari. Yeah, that hurts, man. The purple Kari is good. Okay, and here comes the Boko party. Gonna be able to pick up a Tamer or just a hybrid, I guess. Okay, Cupemon. Does he have level 6 finally? After all these years, a level 6. Okay, Blinding. Oh, I think he forgot the extra memory for the Thinking and Kari, right? Is what happened there? Because yeah, he should have gotten 2 extra. Okay, he can Digiburst and then swing over the Rihi. Okay. Looks like, I guess he doesn't have a level 6. So we're just trying to find, like, sometimes you have to play to what your hand is, right? And like, if you don't have level 6s, like, bro, you gotta try and make those level 5s work, right? So I think at this point, swinging with the 5s is okay, especially because he has another Wargrowl set up. I like this play. You can't just like sit there waiting forever to get the perfect hand. Like, you gotta just go with what you have. And if he only has 5s, then make those 5s put in some work. I mean, he was able to clear. This time around, there is the mat, so he's gonna get the member back. Gonna go into the Rihi. He could just be looping the Rihi over and over, which is pretty good. See Cherubi going a bit on the aggressive, but taps the Kari, who's gonna pass the turn. I always have to respect the purple Kari again, such a powerful card. Does he have a Wargrey by now? Please tell me he has a Wargrey. Like, man, he's set up. He's got 3 level 5s for the level 6s. 3 different Tamers, pretty good into that. I mean, I guess the Rihimon is not that scary. If he doesn't have a level 6, maybe he can clear it with like a Masquerade or something. He also has the Wargrowl Digiburst, so it could be Wargrowl Digiburst and like play Starmon, that would also clear. Okay, gonna tap to give it -1. The Wargrowl did die, but honestly, did a good job. Is there a level 6? There is a level 6, finally. Okay, so Wargrey. He can tap his own Kari to once again mitigate the analog boy. So Kari doing a lot there if that's what he wants to do. There's definitely some good synergy on that. Can clear the Rihi because it's currently 6,000, right? I guess thinking about whether he wants to do that or not. It seems like a pretty good play. Yeah, swing, restand. So again, yeah, taps the Kari to mitigate the analog. Swings for 11,000, clears. Gets into a Koichi. But at this point, I think the Cherubi player is just a little bit too far behind, right? Now, yellow player, he could technically swing, blind in hybrid for game. There's a world where that happens, right? I wonder how many hybrids he actually plays, though. Like, when you play stuff with decks, you definitely play some amount of hybrids, right? Even if you're not a hybrid-focused deck, it's like the old red and blue, like, hey, like Lobo we're gonna use for game, right? Like, it's still very powerful. You definitely play a good amount of Tamers, so it makes sense you play at least some hybrids. But I wonder if it's just like a 1-off or a 2-off. Okay, Wargrey swings again, survives. And he's gonna end the turn by hard playing a Pitamon. Interesting. The Pitamon passes over an immense amount of memory. I don't know, like, is the blocker really needed there? I mean, there's a bunch of Tamers, I suppose. I don't know if the Pitamon is necessary, but it is another body on the board. Cherubi player, even with extra memory, is still in a terrible spot. He has, you know, not a lot to work with. I mean, I guess he has Tamers, but how much could he really do? The Yellow Wargrey can swing twice next turn and clear. So even if you like use the board clear to clear the 5 and the Pito, we just lose to Wargrey, right? And I guess by playing the Pito, he protects Wargrey from the Retaliation hybrid. Maybe that was the biggest, you know, reasoning behind that. Because I guess if he didn't do that, and he, like, let's say just played a rookie, then the purple player could go Retaliation, swing over the Wargrey, and then board clear, fully clear the board. So maybe that's the idea. Yeah, so the block comes out. We see a Death Claw. Used to just, I guess, cycle the Rihi, tap the analog and the Mimi, so at least get some more memory to work with. When he did get rid of the blocker, does he have another retaliation Kaiser Leo? Okay, the glare is really bad. Man, I hate glare. Okay, it goes into a Cherubi, but that's gonna be game, right? Security is just never gonna save him. It's just too many swings for the other side. Yeah, so I think the safe play is you swing with the what's it called? You swing with the other one first. But it doesn't matter. He had hybrid. Like, it's just super GG anyway. So he didn't see a level 6 for the longest time. But he made good work of the level 5s. I think for the Cherubi player, I guess that game he wasn't really able to set anything substantial. Like, the plays were okay, you know, but the Rigimon is good. Sometimes Rigimon can win games by itself. But we didn't really get to see that explosive Cherubi that we saw in game 1. Okay, so now we're going into game 3 here. I think they were pretty close to time as well. So something to keep in mind when we watch these tournament games is that, like, you know, players are playing on a timer, and like once you get to time, people start playing fast because you kind of have to. Like, nobody wants to draw. Okay, game 3 here. We're gonna have Cherubi start. He's got a rookie, which is pretty good, and maybe a tamer or a Boko to start with. Is a Koichi. Solid. Draw and discard. We see rookie on the other side. Exactly, you want to see a good solid game. Tyrimon, still good for the 1 cost. Straight into a Rice Greymon. Really solid opener. He has Digiburst and a TK. Yeah, that's an insane opener. So good. Exactly what you want to see. Now he has guaranteed memory to work with. You know, he gets the tempo of playing the TK for free. Rice Grey is just a strong Digimon with a good inheritable. Kind of blinding. Wow, that's unexpected, but I kind of like it. Okay, just to memory choke. And I guess, like, you play Salamon. If it dies, you're gonna get the life back next turn if you, like, Yellow Wargrey, right? We just see a Rebelli. Rebelli is not great against the Yellow Wargrey, though, because it's -6 and then -2 from the Rice Grey. So it actually won't be able to block. And last game he didn't have the Wargrey for the longest time. But this game he has it right away. He's able to swing, do the -8,000 essentially. Gets card draw from Upamon as well because now he's at 3. The Salomon's going to be live. Now it's going to be really hard for the yellow or the purple player to stick a board. I mean, there's always the hope that, like, you swing with the Wargrey and then it dies in security. Like, that was the classic in BT4. But he's going to play safe, not take the extra swing. Doesn't want to, you know, hit into something and then get potentially answered by the retaliation again. Or hit into another memory tamer. Now he can swing twice again if he wants to. There was a tamer, Tyrimon, and then hybrid for game. That was a quick game 3. The power of Wargrey swinging twice every turn. And a great opener with the Rice Greymon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.